Hello and welcome to Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. I'm Carissa Williamson. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force held its 8th change of command ceremony, marking the formal transition from outgoing Commodore Raymond King to newly appointed Commodore Floyd Moxey. The event took place at the HMBS Coral Harbor on May 8, 2025.
What we are gathered to mark today is both simple and deeply significant. The transfer of command from one leader to another, a gesture of continuity, of trust, and of shared responsibility. In institutions like the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, these moments matter. They are a quiet affirmation that service is never about the individual, but about the role. The uniform remains even when the person changes. And through that continuity, a country like ours, made up of small islands and big challenges, holds firm. Today, we pay tribute to Commodore Raymond King, a man who, over the course of his command, faced circumstances no leader would have chosen. The aftermath of Hurricane Dorian, the shock of a global pandemic, and a growing tide of transnational crime in our region. In quieter times, a commander may be able to plan carefully, to respond methodically. Commodore King had no such luxury. He had to act decisively, practically, with limited resources and under pressure. And he did so with clarity, intelligence, and restraint. He crafted a maritime security strategy that made sense, clear in its goals, coherent in its logic, and effective in its results. He focused the force on three things: understanding the domain, controlling it, and when necessary, asserting its authority over it. That may sound abstract, but the impact was anything but. Illegal weapons, narcotics, and vessels were intercepted. Our vulnerable borders were secured. And across our waters, the rule of law and national sovereignty were maintained. But more than that, and this is where I think his legacy is most notable, Commodore King understood that a defense force is not only a shield, but also a teacher, a model, a presence in the life of the nation. He took seriously the obligation to serve, not just as protector, but as guide. And so, under his watch, the RBDF extended itself into the community through youth programs, mentorship, and partnerships that reached thousands of young Bahamians everywhere. The Rangers, Program Shore, the National Youth Guard, these were not side projects. They were central to his view of what it means to serve, to build a resilience, not just in the force, but in the country. And he understood that if we expect service members to give their best, we must also give something in return: better health care, fair pensions, decent working conditions. He helped to deliver those reforms. So I offer him my thanks on behalf of the government, on behalf of the Bahamian people, and I offer thanks to his wife, retired Force Chief Petty Officer Frederica King. You have served too, quietly, without ceremony, but with strength. Thank you. Now to Captain Floyd Moxey. Captain Moxey is, in many ways, the model of what public service ought to look like. Not glamorous, not boastful, but honest, professional, thoughtful. He started out as a marine mechanic in Mangrove Key, Andros. He worked his way up across 40 years of service, mastering technical operations, legal frameworks, and the complex workings of a national security policy. This depth of experience matters. He has seen the force from every angle, on the deck, in the courtroom, behind the policy desk. That kind of knowledge can't be faked, and it will serve him well in the difficult months and years ahead. We live in an increasing unpredictable world, with pressures on our environment, our borders, and our institutions. A commander today must navigate all this and do so with judgment and care. I'm confident Captain Moxey will do just that, and he will not do it alone. For today also marks a historic development. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force will now have 2 deputy commanders, Captain Colin Bethel and Captain Natasha Miller. Captain Miller is the first woman to hold such a senior operational role in the force. And I hope we can pause on that for just a moment, because it is not simply about gender or precedent. It is about the evolution of an institution, and it's an institution that now recognizes fully and finally that talent and leadership are not limited to gender. Captain Miller's appointment is not symbolic. It is the result of preparation, performance, and principle. And it continues the work begun by Commodore King through the Gender Optimization Policy, a document that sounds technical, but in practice means this: fairness, transparency, and opportunity for all. There is a deeper point here. We modernize not just by acquiring new vessels or installing new systems, though these are important. We modernize when we act with moral clarity, when we widen access, when we show every Bahamian that their future in this country is not limited by background, by gender, or by geography. That is what today signals, quietly but firmly. So I say this to every young woman watching, and to every young man: you have a place here. If you're willing to serve, to learn, to lead, your country will make room for you. To the men and women of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, your job is not easy. Much of it goes unseen, often unthanked. But you represent the line between order and chaos.
The government of the Bahamas signed an agreement with the Bahamas Aviation, Climate and Severe Weather Network, marking a step towards strengthening the national weather and climate monitoring systems. The signing took place at the Office of the Prime Minister on May 7, 2025.
As has been indicated by the Director of the Bahamas Department of Meteorology, there has been significant growth in air traffic through the Bahamas. The signing of the heads of agreement between the Government of the Bahamas and BACSWN will establish the Caribbean's first next-gen meteorological watch office. The watch office, coupled with BACSWN's novel atmospheric aviation, climate, service hydrology, 3D terrain, street and chart mapping, severe weather tracking and sensor network, will bring about real-time flight tracking and enhanced reporting of meteorological conditions affecting the Bahamas. I am advised that the investment through this partnership will exceed $400 million over a 3-year period. This partnership is a significant development for our country, as we have experienced firsthand the devastating impacts of climate change. Further, this partnership will strengthen the reputation of our aviation industry, an important enabler of our country's economic growth through tourism. By partnering with BACSWN, a Bahamian company with strong global relationships, we not only believe that the Bahamas Department of Meteorology will be significantly transformed, but that the country as a whole will benefit. Included in the Heads of Agreement are provisions for the training and upskilling of qualified Bahamians and the provision of a minimum of 10 scholarships, as well as other employment opportunities to the Bahamians with an interest in careers in meteorology, weather broadcasting, aviation law, on-air hosting, and mobile weather production, among other technical career options. The agreement also encourages BACSWN to assist with the development of technical courses for interested Bahamians in the fields of meteorology, weather broadcasting, and aviation law at the University of the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, and the Bahamas Baptist Community College. The signing of this Heads of Agreement opens a new chapter for our country, and we're excited about the opportunities that will come about through this partnership.
But just let me say, for over 6 decades, the Bahamas Department of Meteorology has served our country with dedication. It has been there through storms and calms, collecting data, issuing warnings, and safeguarding lives. That work continues. Today we build on that legacy. We do so with a clear purpose to strengthen our national institutions, to prepare our country for the challenges of a changing world, and to create real opportunities for Bahamians. Over the past 20 years, air traffic through our islands has increased significantly. That growth brings with it responsibility. Responsibility to ensure aviation safety, responsibility to enhance our resilience, and responsibility to use this moment to advance our economy and the services our people depend on. That is why the government of the Bahamas is signing this Heads of Agreement with BACSWN, the Bahamas Aviation Climate and Severe Weather Network Limited. Together, we will establish the Caribbean's first next-gen meteorological watch office. This is a major step forward. The new watch office, alongside BACSWN's advanced weather and flight tracking technologies, will allow the Bahamas to monitor atmospheric and aviation conditions in real time across every part of our archipelago. It will place us among the most capable meteorologically jurisdictions in the region. But this is about more than new equipment or modern tools. It is about transforming a critical public institution, the Department of Meteorology, into one that is not only more effective, but more financially sustainable.
And now we take a look up north with Andrew Coakley of our Northern Service.
During the 2025 Freeport Business Expo, held here at the Grand Lucayan Resort, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, says Grand Bahama is poised to soon become one of the Caribbean's most exciting destinations. Minister Moxie's conclusion came following a listing of advantages she said that is slowly making Grand Bahama a prime tourist destination, including the island's prime location, world-class infrastructure, a vibrant community, and significant investment projects like Carnival's Celebration Key, the Freeport Harbor Cruise Port, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, and MSC Cruise projects.
What I can say is that Grand Bahama, our time has come.
Minister Moxie was the keynote speaker at the second annual Freeport Business Expo Tourism Edition, which was held at the Grand Lucayan Resort on May 1st. The event brought together a number of new entrepreneurs and business owners who had the opportunity to showcase and introduce their respective businesses on the expo floor. During the opening ceremonies, the Minister for Grand Bahama pointed out that the prospects for Grand Bahama as a leading tourist hub and investment destination is grand.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Our island's recovery is a journey of patience, strength, innovation, and resiliency. And yes, the recovery journey may have seemed to be slow-paced, but ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, the recovery is happening. Grand Bahama is rebounding and experiencing steady growth. along with several other family islands in the Bahamas. Grand Bahama saw an impressive increase in air arrivals in 2024. And we were the #1 with tourism arrivals increase in 2023. Up by 8.7% compared to the prior year, this growth reflects our island's appeal to travelers searching for destinations with beautiful natural landscapes and immersive cultural experiences. Despite the challenges we have faced post-Hurricane Dorian and the COVID-19 pandemic, Grand Bahama is finally moving in the right direction. When the Davis Cooper administration came to office in 2021, we devised an innovative plan to revitalize the island's economy. 4 years later, our strategies have yielded results. The policies and initiatives we implemented, the number of government-led projects we executed, the new investments, new entrepreneurs, and new businesses that have opened during this time are signs of real progress across multiple sectors. We have moved the needle forward, but the government cannot do it all alone, and there's still so much work to be done.
Moving forward, Minister Moxie said that the work ahead will be accomplished mainly through collaboration. This, she said, is something which her administration feels strongly about.
Collaboratively, we can focus on sustainable development and bring together domestic and international investors, tourism stakeholders, and government leaders to explore the wealth of new opportunities available in Grand Bahama. Collaboratively, we can spark a fresh wave of spin-off opportunities for entrepreneurs by creating boutique experiences, innovative tours, eco-adventures, and heritage and cultural tourism, and position Grand Bahama Island for tourism success. And we have been working together on initiatives like Sea Trade, held last month, to strongly promote Grand Bahama as a tourism destination. With our prime location, world-class infrastructure, vibrant community, and significant investment projects like Carnival Celebration Key, opening this July, the Freeport Harbor Cruise Port, the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, and MSC Cruise projects, and even the shipyard project that is also associated with the tourism industry. Grand Bahama will soon become one of the Caribbean's most exciting destinations. I thank the Grand Bahama Port Authority for hosting the 2nd annual Freeport Business Expo, the Tourism Edition. This initiative provides an excellent platform for investment and collaboration, and it is a gateway to bold ideas, strong partnerships, and unlimited potential. Last year, in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Ministry for Grand Bahama held 2 entrepreneurial expos, one in West Grand Bahama and the other in Freeport. The Ministry for Grand Bahama also launched Empower Grand Bahama Micro-Grant Program to incentivize new and improved product offerings in the tourism sector. The Tourism Development Corporation executed the 50-50 venture pitch competition and awarded those in the innovative touristic product development space. The Tourism Development Corporation also awarded grants in their Home Sweet Home initiative for those in the vacation rental business to enhance their product. Coming up next, we have the Innovate 242 Incubator at the former Royal Palm Resort to become a one-stop shop as a creative business center, which is a joint venture between the Tourism Development Corporation and the Ministry for Grand Bahama. And then there's the Afro-Caribbean Marketplace to replace the International Bazaar and become a game-changing touristic experience. And still, there's so much more to come.
Minister Moxie once again sent out the clarion call for Grand Bahamians who had left the island years ago to consider returning home as more opportunities continues to open up in the second city.
To the international and local vendors and all the entrepreneurs present here today, I welcome you and encourage you to be a part of our island's transformative journey. I also again make the clarion call for the Grand Bahama diaspora to return home. Now is the time. We once had a population of 60,000. We're down to 47,000, and there's so much that is happening now on Grand Bahama Island when it comes to development. Big things are happening. Construction is up, real estate is up, and many have already returned. So Grand Bahama is rising, and we have a golden opportunity before us to build stronger, innovative, and more sustainable tourism products together.
For Your Government in Action, I'm Andrew Coakley.
More of Your Government in Action when we return. Welcome back. The Frank Pancho Ramming Primary Track and Field Championships officially began on the opening ceremony held at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium on May 6, 2025. In attendance were officials from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture to support the nation's young athletes.
This is a special occasion, the Frank Pancho Ramming Championships. And for those who know Frank Pancho Ramming, he's been around the sports for many years. Certainly he has created and been instrumental in so many leaders taking over throughout various areas and industries within the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Right before I got up here, I was telling P.S. Campbell about my time. I remember 30 years ago, I participated in the same championships. And he said he did as well. You know, I told him that's probably 40, I'm 30, but in any event, what it does is it tells us that it has produced many athletes, it has produced many persons throughout the Bahamas who's not only gone on to participate in CARIFTA and the Olympics, but also other sports. I can tell you that I remember watching right on the same track Kai Jones, who attended Queens College. And Kai was a long jumper, but because of his athletic ability, he ended up going off to school, playing basketball, and now he is an NBA player. Also the same thing for VJ Edgecombe from Bimini, who was another track athlete who started participating in basketball and became an NBA player. So, you know, for many, those who are here today, you may start here and end somewhere else. But the key is to never give up, to always believe in yourself, and to stay focused. I can tell you that I remember one time participating in this championship, and I fell down right before I made it to the finish line. And I said I was embarrassed, and so I was going to stay down. And so someone said to me, look up, get up, and never give up. And so I want to say to all of the athletes here today, you know, in life, you need to look up, get up, and never give up. Again, congratulations to the entire Youth, Sports and Culture, our team members, director, and everyone who has made this possible. The fact that it has expanded to be so big speaks to the encouragement and speaks to the depth of what it means to make things happen. And so congratulations on behalf of Minister Boleg and the entire team.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force held a 3-day Court of Inquiry Tribunal workshop from May 5th to the 7th, 2025, under the theme Strengthening Our Service from Within. The event took place at the Paul Farquharson Conference Center and focused on internal accountability and professional development.
It certainly is with great honor and enthusiasm that I stand before you today at the opening ceremony of our Tribunal Court of Inquiry workshop, themed Strengthening from Within. This gathering reflects our collective commitment to advancing justice, transparency, and integrity within our organization. Today marks a significant milestone in our journey towards enhancing the effectiveness of our judicial and inquiry process. The theme of our workshop, Strengthening from Within, encapsulates the essence of our mission. It reminds us that the true power of our institution lies not in the external framework or regulations, but within our own dedication, values, and willingness to grow. As we embark on this workshop, I encourage each one of you to embrace the spirit of collaboration and open dialogue. Your discussions and activities over the next few days will address the critical challenges we face and explore innovative solutions that can be implemented within our organization. We are reminded that the strength of any tribunal court of inquiry is built on a foundation of trust, vigorous methodology, and a commitment to righteousness. Every member of our team plays a critical role in this. It is imperative that we possess not only the capability to inquire, but also the courage to hold ourselves accountable to the highest standards of justice. Throughout this workshop, may you engage actively, share your experiences, and learn from one another. Each of you bring a unique perspective and expertise to the table. When combined, you can drive meaningful change and reinforce our collective missions. I am grateful to the hard work and dedication that has brought about us together, and I extend my appreciation to all involved in organizing this event. Together, we can foster an environment where we strengthen our institution, ensuring that our resilience and ensuring that we are resilient and capable of understanding scrutiny from within and without. As we move forward, let us carry the motto of strengthening from within as our guiding principle. May our efforts bear fruit and lead us to more just and equitable society. I trust that these 3 days will also cause us to identify more prosecutors and presidents for our Court of Inquiry. So please do not take this as 3 days of vacation. Take this as a tool that we're using to identify those who are capable to run our courts of inquiry.
I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a proud presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Tuesday evenings where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.